On the phone, we do have retired fire captain with San Diego Fire Department, Bob Lyon. And for transparency, Bob is my father-in-law. Thank you so much, Bob, for waking up with us. You know, you have fought so many fires over numerous years. Can you talk to us just about the response when you're dealing with these wildfires that continue to grow?
Sure, absolutely. Well, in the past, we were always concerned about life safety and trying to get the fires out as quickly as possible. The faster you get them out, the safer everybody is. But given the fires that we've had just this recent month in Los Angeles, there's an even greater urgency for everybody to really get on top of these things. So, yeah, the big fear is that you're going to run into a disaster like they had in L.A. and the thing will get away from you. So I know that the guys are probably a little quicker in their pace, and they're really getting into it a lot faster. The air attack, things like that, those will be the things that they'll try to get up quickly. At night, it's a little bit more problematic because we don't really know what's going on. You haven't had time to evaluate it during the daytime where they can get a really good eyes on the thing. But the guys on the ground, yeah, they're going to be really getting involved in this. And even though the resources a lot are in Los Angeles, we have plenty down here. We should be able to get the thing handled. It sounds like they're doing a great job on it.
Yeah, we've heard that they've been able to reduce the fire activity. They've gained a little bit of containment, 10% now. You mentioned some of the difficulties. We're seeing a lot of these spot fires crop up in mountainous areas, in areas that are very steep. What type of training do the fire crews do to make sure that they can get into those areas, carry all that gear in, and attack these fires where they start?
Well, we always have all of our gear available to us, and they're probably geared up. And what happens is, especially this time of year, and it's almost been a year-round thing now, that they double-check all their gear. They make sure everything's prepared as best they can, and the speed and rapidness they get it, like I said, there's a little bit more urgency to it. And the good side to what they've got going on is the winds aren't as bad as they had in Los Angeles. And in tightly, very dense populated areas like you saw in Palisades, it's really easy for the fires to get going and very difficult to stop them with a wind-driven fire like that, just because of the proximity of all the fuels. At least in the areas that we have here in San Diego, a lot of our houses are more spread out, especially in the more rural urban interfaces like you are seeing up in Bonsall area. So that does give them an opportunity. The downside is a lot of times the access is difficult for us because in Southern California, people really like the windy roads, and because of the topography and the terrain, we don't have like straight shots in. The water supply there can sometimes be a little iffy. Not everybody has a hydrant within close proximity to their properties.
And Bob, we've been dealing with these red flag warnings and kind of just the upstaffing for fire crews. Can you talk about the mental load for our first responders? Because we have had strike teams go up to LA. We are dealing with windy conditions of our own. How do you mentally prepare for that kind of stuff?
Well, normally, you know, most firefighters, from the time they come on, they're pretty well adapted and they learn over the years. And from exposure to it and your experience level, it does help calm you down because it's kind of one of those things like, well, we've seen this before and we've done it before. But unfortunately, some of the fires we've seen cropping up as of late are kind of a new breed, and the dangers that are involved there, the fear that this thing's going to get away from you, because all firefighters come on with the idea that they're going to be able to put the fire out and save people's property and save their lives. And the ones we've seen in Los Angeles are kind of a different animal in that they really have gotten, you know, to enormous degrees because of the wind conditions. So people prepare for it, but I think what you're seeing now, too, is that just like anything else, people are starting to get worn down. And what people don't quite follow is that we have strike teams that go out from all the jurisdictions, and just like they talked about in Los Angeles, they come from all around the state, and up there they've got them from all around the country. Well, the people that are gone on those strike teams, they have to be backfilled. So our people that are here or at those stations, they're working even longer hours, and so they're going on all the same calls they always would have gone on. So there is a time, I guess you'd say, that people do start to get worn down. But luckily, when we go to fires, your adrenaline kicks in, and that kind of helps boost your your mental capacities, and you get a little bit more worked up about it. So that part helps. But yeah, people are starting to get worn down, and there is a factor involved there. And when people start getting worn down, there's a chance for people to make mistakes and people to get hurt.
All right. Well, hopefully nobody gets hurt, and hopefully everyone stays safe. Bob Lyon reporting for us here, retired San Diego Fire Captain. And thanks to you and Mom for always helping us watch the kids. Appreciate it, Bob.
All right. You guys have a good day.